graders? When you were children, you learned about courage from lions, loyalty from wizards, and friendship from talking animals. You believed in secret doorways and flying houses and the kind of love that could break any curse. And even though you're older now, I want to remind you of something important. Those stories still matter. They will continue to matter in upper school, in college, and in your adult lives. Let me explain by referencing Catherine Rundell, a writer I greatly admire. Rundell recently published a book called Why You Should Read Children's Books Even Though You Are So Old and Wise. It is addressed to adults, and in a recent letter that I wrote to your parents and your guardians, I urge them all to read it. But it also applies to each and every one of you. While you certainly aren't old, today does mark the end of your middle school years. You are smarter, wiser, and more mature than you were in 5th grade. As you get ready for upper school, I want to take a moment to look back to a time of bedtime stories, dog-eared paperbacks, and the characters who lived on your bookshelves. Why? Because looking backward can help us move forward. So what did those books teach you? What can you carry forward? Children's books create worlds where the impossible becomes possible and where the imagination has no limit. In those worlds, unlikely heroes, often pint-sized, and I love that because I'm a woman who's 5'1", often pint-sized or even smaller, take center stage and shape their own destinies. A hobbit triumphs against the darkest forces. A spider saves the life of a pig. And a boy wizard with a big brain uses magic to stand up for his friends. Such stories don't just teach us that we can achieve the unthinkable. They also challenge us to see the world from someone else's perspective. Consider this year's fall play. I hope everybody saw Charlotte's Web. What a joy. We can't believe what Katie Gonring can get those kids to do. The spider Charlotte, who's sitting in the first row in front of me, Pia Featherston, was the smallest creature in the play. And yet she befriended someone fantastically different from herself, Wilbur the pig. She writes clever messages in her web to save Wilbur's life. Now you might ask, what do a spider and a pig have in common anyway? Only empathy, kindness, and love. Joining forces makes both of them stronger. Joining forces makes the impossible come true. Instead of just seeing things as they are and asking why, the story encourages us to see things that never were and ask, why not? Children's books don't accept the world as it is. They instead challenge the world and ask, how can it be better? Those orphans, runaways, and misfits populating these books put themselves at great risk to protect something important, their freedom, the people they love, and the planet that we call home. And here's the thing, they do this as young people. People, that is, just like you. You are in the perfect sweet spot as 8th graders. You're young enough to still believe in the possibilities of all I've been describing, and yet you're old enough to act on your beliefs, standing up for what's right and challenging the adults in your lives to do the same. As you enter the upper school and move toward adulthood, don't lose touch with the magic that empowers you now. Use it to write your own inspiring story of all you could be if you used your superpowers. Now, I'll admit that's easier said than done. As we grow up, we can forget that the impossible just might be possible. We can become overly practical. We often only read the books that are required for school or that offer useful advice for the real world. We forget that wonder and awe feed our souls. We can forget to look through the eyes of a child. We also tend to believe that we need to read increasingly complex works, forgetting that children's books are often wiser than any of them. But we shouldn't limit ourselves in this way in how we think or in what we read. Rundle is again a good example. She teaches at she teaches at Oxford. I think you'll agree it's an equally good school that you've heard of. She's written an award-winning book on John Donne, a very difficult 17th century poet. But she's also written several wildly popular children's books. And she's written a factual novel about animals that are going extinct. In short, she's a literary scholar, a children's author, and a scientist. She has built a life where she does many things instead of narrowly focusing on just one thing and missing the big picture. If you take Rundle's lead, this means that you should expand your horizons rather than narrowing them in the upper school. You should play football and sing in the spring musical. You should be on the volleyball team and play chess. Maybe you'll do a tower project like the one I saw this year that applied science to the study of music. Maybe, just maybe, you'll buck the trend and expand your world rather than shrink it. Children's books can help you do that at 13, at 33, and when you are old and wise. Rundle argues that reading children's books at any age is important. Why? Because they remind us of things we should never forget, like wonder and hope. Because they teach us to have an open mind. Because they show us that evenly, seemingly possible creatures can reshape the world. And because they remind us that in helping others, we help ourselves become better human beings. Children's books teach young readers new things, but they also teach older readers things they have long forgotten and need to remember. Orphans, hobbits, and talking spiders each tell us that the world is huge, that bravery still matters, and that you can do anything. They inspire us to be heroes and to shape our own destinies. They remind us of what's best about who we once were so that we can grow into all we are meant to become. Catherine Rundle ends her excellent book with this call, which I want to share with all of you. Ignore those who would call reading children's books mindless escapism. It is not escapism, it is findism. Children's books are not a hiding place, they are a seeking place. Plunge yourself soul forward into a children's book. See if you do not find in them some unexpected alchemy. If it will not undig in you something half hidden and half forgotten. Go to children's fiction to see the world with double eyes, your own and those of your childhood self. So here's my advice to all of us today. Don't be in such a hurry to stop reading the books that made you who you are. And don't be in such a hurry to grow up that you forget who you were and all you once knew. Remember the heroes that shaped you, those children who stood up for what mattered, even when they were afraid. Carry their courage in your satchel with you as you enter the upper school. Stay a little wild, stay a little curious. Believe in stories and believe that you have the power to shape your own. I can't wait to read the stories each of you write in the years to come. May they and you be forever young. Congratulations to the class of 2029. Beautiful, thank you. I'd now like to invite Sydney Griswold to speak to address the class.
Children are like wet cement. Whatever falls on them makes an impression. Hayim Ginat. From the first to the last impression, we all hope to make a good one. We can only wish that as we go through life, positive impressions will be made on us. During the young years of adolescence, every step leaves a footprint. No matter how long you have been at University School of Milwaukee, it is evident to all that every detail has been planned to set us up for success and blossom into the great hopes of our future. So, what are the impressions that USM has left on us? 5th grade was a time we will never forget. The start of middle school, a new, exhilarating beginning for some, and a terrifying change for others. But all of the wild emotions came to rest when we stepped into our teachers' classrooms. Met with open minds, from the beginning, USM middle school teachers taught us to always have unbiased perspectives. Some of the first scratches were being made in our cement. Mr. Piper's World Geography class taught us all about the unique cultures and ideologies of the world. Or Miss Bear's class, where we found our voices in popcorn reading and learned the importance of annotating and analyzing a book. 5th grade was more than a transition year. It taught us to be resilient. 6th grade was an astounding year. In fact, a majority of us retained information beyond the 6th grade curriculum. Mr. Matera's class taught us possibly the most vital strategy for education: note-taking. Coming into 6th grade, I had no idea how to take notes, or even where to start. Mr. Matera taught us intricate ways to efficiently organize and remember information. Aside from the scholastic part of 6th grade, we were presented with the worth of being a kind person. Hours could pass while in a conversation with Mrs. Norman. She showed us how simple but impactful an act of kindness can be. In a time where people want their cement to harden rapidly, the teachers of 6th grade taught us to slow down and learn the basics. In 7th grade, we learned the value of respect. In Mrs. Burwink's science class, we were taught that when we are respectful, we have an interesting and amusing experience. Her classes were consistently balanced with note-taking and structured studying, as well as riveting experiments. This left us to be thoughtful with our learning, respectful towards her, and engaging during class. The impression of respect now plays a central role in our moral codes, the nucleus in our cement. 8th grade has been unmistakably the most impactful year of all. The teachers of 8th grade are like no other. Mr. Strains constantly makes an effort to meet with all of the students whenever they need help. Whether it is before, during, or after school, you can always count on him. Mrs. DeTore puts time into making weekly updates so every student and teacher knows what to expect for the days ahead. All of the language arts teachers, such as Mrs. Peters and Mrs. Sachs, have shown us the importance of learning and appreciating new cultures. We have learned new communities, new lifestyles, and new conducts. Mrs. Frederick has taught us exponential amounts of literature, ranging from poetry to engrossing novels. And finally, Mr. Taft has shown us how history is not just history, rather it is today. With each moment in history we learn, a fascinating connection to our modern day life mirrors it. The teachers of the USM Middle School are spectacular. They have left long-lasting impressions on all of us, ones that are engraved into our cement for life. As we graduate from USM Middle School, I want to ask everyone a few questions. What impression did University School of Milwaukee leave on you? What impression did you leave at University School of Milwaukee? Most importantly, what impression will you continue to make? It is our turn to take what we have learned and share it with others. Sooner than later, we will be going into high school and no longer be wet cement. The impressions will have settled. I encourage you all, no matter what your next step is or where life takes you, to be mindful of the impression you are leaving behind. Be kind, be strong, and carry on the heritage University School of Milwaukee has given you. Thank you.
Catherine Grace Abely. Joseph Allen Amia. Aike Asiki. Colton D. Becker. Arden C. Bloom. Nora Kate Bosworth. Elliot W. Boyd. Daphne B. Chase. Virgil Dawson. Henry James Dunsmore. Brooklyn Easley. Toma K. Edstrom. Sam Elvis. Valentina Maria Elahalde. Giorgio Ignatius Arado. Elise Catherine Fatala. Beatrice Shea Featherston. Kira Finucane. Anna Gervais. Vivian Luce Goldstein. Cooper James Grenier. Sydney Wynne Griswold. Aiden J. Heaney. Tyler Andrew Hickerson. Lucian Herbert Hoagland. Emma Kathleen Holbrook. Ian Iyengar. Charles James Jacobson. Eden Amora Jordan. Jake Eli Joseph. Sienna Kalis. Viraj Kamath. Jude Hanchel Kita. Elizabeth D. King. Sonia Close. Katerina Eliana Kostopoulos. Aaliyah Christina Wabarocha. Weston Polichowski. Kieran Michael Ramanujan. Anisha Jane Rao. James W. Reimer. Alyssa A. Satanovsky. Aisha Ayomipo Shatu. Nika L. Steinbuck. Surya Amit Sinha. Logan Stanwyck. Raven Starks. Jonah G. Salmon. Addison Caroline Tauscher. Landon Teggy. Peter Tiefenbrunn. Nikolai Niehoff Wagner. Ava Kennedy Willis. Samuel Ewan. Families, friends, and guests, I present to you the class of 2029.
Well, now you're officially ninth graders. So, yes. So, now I'd like to invite Dr. Gina Houghton, the head of the upper school, to share some remarks with you. But first, I would like to hand off your class's flag. It will now hang in the upper school.
I'm a little taller than 5'2". Sorry. Good afternoon. You'll get it. Good afternoon. All right, Sydney, thank you for that speech. I sincerely hope you all bring some wet cement, though, to the upper school, all right? I'd first like to begin by congratulating you on completing this important milestone. You and your families, yes, you and your families have worked diligently, and today it has all paid off. I am aware that not all students will be going to the upper school, but I want to wish you the best regardless of where your path leads you. This year, the middle school put on the production of SpongeBob the Musical. Raise your hand, saw it? Yeah. In honor of that larger-than-life musical, I'd like to offer you some words of wisdom taken directly from SpongeBob. And yes, we like SpongeBob in the upper school too. There's 4 things that I want to share with you. Number 1, the power of optimism. Have you ever been around someone who always has a positive attitude and you wonder what radioactive wave may have hit them and gave them this superpower? Yeah. Well, staying positive, especially when everything seems to be going wrong, will be an important skill to have in the upper school and in life in general. SpongeBob's constant positivity, I'm ready attitude, and unwavering belief in the best serve as great examples for us when life is lifing. The best time to think of this strategy is when you didn't get the grade that you earned. Okay? Number 2, the importance of friendship. SpongeBob has a strong bond with Patrick Star, Sandy Cheeks, and Squidward Tentacles. What I love about these friendships is that each relationship is unique and different. In the upper school, think about the unique relationships that you will bring with you and be open to new connections where you can both support and challenge each other. Remember, it is impossible to lose real friends. Number 3, perseverance and resilience. SpongeBob's work ethic and his ability to overcome obstacles, even when faced with rejection or adversity, is admirable. He's dedicated to his job at Krusty Krab, and he's willing to try new things, even when faced with failure. Yes, the F word, fail. Remember that fail stands for first attempt in learning. Set your goals, do the work. Sometimes it will pay off right away, and sometimes it might require more effort before it pays off. Develop relationships with your teachers, manage your time wisely, and do not give up. The goal is not to earn an A. The goal is to do the learning and do your personal best. And number 4, embrace your inner child. SpongeBob has a childlike wonder and joy that can remind us to appreciate the simple things in life and to help remind us to embrace our playful side. This is not me telling you to bring your immaturity to the upper school, but it is important to balance your schedules with both challenge and reprieve. Try not to take yourselves too seriously. You have your whole life to be a serious adult. You're tired of being called middle schoolers and that you're ready to grow up super fast. But I want you to think about the old Toys R Us slogan. You don't know what Toys R Us is, Google it. It says, I don't want to grow up, I'm a Toys R Us kid. Okay, listen to them. Yes, the upper school comes with more responsibility and pressures, but remember to bring your joy and passions with you from the middle school. So take these 4 lessons with you, and take these 4 lessons with you on your next journey, wherever you go. And I guarantee you a life filled with a healthy balance. Class of 2029, congratulations and welcome. I'd like to now welcome your head of school, Mr. Stephen Hancock, to the lectern.
Thank you. And 8th grade, it's my honor to be your final speaker for today. And I'm really excited to share a few things with you because today's a transition. It's a celebration of transition. And it's a moment to reflect on your journey so far and to recognize the growth that you've achieved and to look forward to the excitement that all that lies ahead. So let me begin by congratulating each of you. You've shown determination, curiosity, and heart. You've pushed yourselves academically and stretched yourselves personally. And you've worked hard and grown into young people that we can be proud to celebrate today. Now this year, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about respect, one of the core values of our common trust. At USM, we define respect as acceptance of and appreciation for each person's dignity. It's more than good manners or polite behavior. It is the willingness to see others fully, to listen, to learn, and to honor the experiences around you. I saw that kind of respect on display during our trip to Washington, D.C. It was my first time joining this trip, and I was struck by what I observed. Not just the beauty and significance of the memorials, but the way in which you conducted yourselves. You walked for miles through history. You took on the mindset of historians, not tourists. I trailed behind you in museum galleries and saw how you moved through the exhibits, not quickly and distractedly, but thoughtfully. You read, you asked questions, you took in the stories and the sacrifices. One moment that especially stayed with me happened at one of the museums. A student came upon an exhibit that connected directly to her National History Day project. Her face lit up. She stood in front of that display, moved, proud, and deeply engaged. And then something beautiful happened. She became the teacher. Her classmates gathered around, and she answered their questions, adding depth and insight that wasn't even in the exhibit itself. In that moment, she wasn't just learning, she was leading. And that is what it means to be a USM portrait of a graduate, a learner, a leader, and a citizen. Another powerful moment came for me at the Arlington National Cemetery, when 4 of our students participated in the wreath-laying ceremony at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. The silence, the solemnity, the reverence that was in that place, it moved all of us. And I know those 4 students who stood there in honor will carry that memory with them for the rest of their lives. It was a moment of deep respect, not only for the lives lost, but for the ideals that we strive to live by. Even strangers noticed your conduct. Several people approached your teachers to compliment you. They saw what we already know. You are kind, curious, respectful, and now ready. You respected the history. You respected your teachers and the schedule. You respected one another. And you had fun, not at the expense of dignity, but with it. That's no small thing. As you head into high school, I hope you'll carry that spirit of respect with you alongside the other values of our common trust, honesty, fairness, and kindness. These are not just school values. They are life principles. Let them guide you as you face new challenges and meet new people. Let them shape how you study, how you lead, how you listen, and how you care. High school will stretch you in new ways. You'll find new passions, form new friendships, and maybe even fail once or twice. But you are ready, and you will rise. Class of 2029, I want to thank you for the ways in which you've led in our middle school, for the ways in which you honored your classmates and your teachers in your school, and for the way you've shown us what respect truly looks like. I can't wait to see what you do next. Congratulations and onward.
Thank you.